Prior to my scene of this movie, I was ready for war. The rains, the flood, it was terrible. It was an advanced screening for influencers, and I told myself, this movie had to be worth it. If not, I will. Let me not say anything. Hello and welcome to my Nollywood diary. My name is Janelle. Ever since I saw Sugar Rush, I kind of became a fan of Kayode Kasum. Sometimes. And then I fell in love with Olaitan when I saw his movie, Knockout Blessing. That movie was, you can find the review of Knockout Blessing in my blog, janellesnollywooddiary.com. That's where you can find it. Guess what? Kayode Kasum and Olaitan are the directors of this movie. And the movie under review today is Dwindle. So you can see that even with the downpour and the flood, I wasn't deterred because of the directors of this movie. My expectations were quite high.
Buta and Chinedu are an unlikely pair who found a bond in friendship. Buta is street, wary, kind of like the evil twin of the two, and clueless in a way. Chinedu is Boti Ajebota, with no street smarts at all, who has a never-ending drama of misfortune. From house rent, to loss of a job he barely even started, to his dad's 2 million naira health issue, to the current wahala Buta placed him in. Coupled with Buta is a constant pain in the butt in his relationship. Their lives took a turn when they encountered the governor's kidnappers, with Nkechi in the mix. Tolani and Juliet were two policewomen who were charged with guarding the governor who was kidnapped right under their nostrils. They had to take the fall. After all, they were never taken seriously in the force in the first place. They had to come up with a way of escape to clear their names. Long story short, the governor's kidnap wasn't as it seems. The adage, a man's enemies are closer than he expects, comes into play. And let me hold it here. Will the policewomen be able to redeem their names, or were they involved? Who would want to kidnap the governor, and why? Would he even live long to tell the tale?
Well, the plot was like a kaleidoscope of colors. Too many people running around with little or no relation to the movie. It was like the movie or the story was written to accommodate superstar actors. It was like it was written for them and not the other way around. Because what I was seeing most of the time were like cameo appearances of these superstars. Towards the end, when Black Shadow was shot, meanwhile there were lots of shooting in this movie. From the position he was shot at or from, I think the person was behind him, or like if you tilt it a bit to his side. But when the bullet came through, it was like it was a frontal shot. I did not really understand that scene. Can somebody please explain that to me? About the shootout. A shootout of that magnitude, I expected a lot of casualties. And if anyone would survive, I expected some serious injuries. But I didn't see that. Barely a scratch with some of the people. And then the casualty was like on the minimum. And I didn't understand. That shootout was massive. It was deadly. Well, towards the end, again, I felt that there was a story left untold. The deputy governor, I expected something from there, or something. It's like a closure to that part. The movie was hilarious. It was so funny. It's a comedy movie. That I enjoyed about the movie. It was funny. Even the audience, got a feel of the movie. They enjoyed. There were lots of laughter at the cinema. Uzor Arukwe, wow, he seems to be blending quite nicely into this dark, apathetic assassin role, because as Black Shadow in this movie, he nailed his character. It was beautiful. It was amazing. Unlike his character in Devil in Agbada, where he was also kind of like, the boss, the bad guy. Now, come to think of it, both characters had shadow. In Devil in Agbada, he was called Mashado. And then in this movie, Dwindle, he's called Black Shadow. What's with it with the shadow? Anyways, I loved his role. in this movie, he brought a certain kind of darkness, beauty, something, seamless that I think he should be our new James Bond. Brother Shaggi, he played the role of Buta. He was in his element. If you know Brother Shaggi and his skits, you will know that, yes, comedy movies are like his thing. He was really, really into it. At the point, I thought I was watching one of his skits. But he was good. He brought fun to the movie. I loved his character. The other scene I loved the most was the Nkechi scene. It was beautiful. It was lovely. I loved it. Well, if you're looking for a movie to enjoy, you're looking for a comedy, then you should see Dwindle. I give Dwindle a 3.5 star rating. Thank you so much for watching.
The governor is traveling to Lagos and he has requested for 2 of my most beautiful officers to accompany him.
Officer Bani, I'm not beautiful, so I don't fall into this category.
I trust that you will do a fantastic job in protecting the governor from anything and everything.
Yes, sir. I'm ready to go, sir.
No go Dwindle.